In this series, we'll show you how a 48-foot-long catamaran can circumnavigate the Great Loop. So stay tuned. This week on Life on Jupiter, we begin America's Great Loop.
Above 10 knots, their alarm's going.
Just too fast.
Thank you, baby. Just like sailing, huh? Just like sailing. The visibility is pretty much zero.
We have Chicago pizza.
Oh! Wow!
Wow.
Welcome to this series about sailing the Great American Loop. Sailing, not so much. Most of it is motoring. And it mostly applies to motorboats. And in fact, over 90% of the boats that do the Great American Loop are the trawler-style cruising vessel. Can the Great Loop be done in a sailing boat? Yes, it can. And it's worth it. So what is the Great American Loop? It's a circumnavigation of eastern USA via intracoastal waterways, canals, inland river systems, and the occasional coastal passage at sea. Our routing started at Norfolk, Virginia, although we did start as far south in Florida as West Palm Beach. However, we used the ocean as transport instead of the intercoastal waterway. From Norfolk, Virginia, the loop follows the Chesapeake Bay up to the C&D Canal, down the Delaware Bay, hang a left at Cape May, and proceed past Atlantic City up to New York. Thence up the Hudson, where we would drop the mast and become a motorboat. After that, continuing on the Erie Canal to the Great Lakes system. From the Erie Canal, you have a couple of choices. You can go north and proceed up into Canada. However, it was COVID time for us and Canada's border was closed. So we continued westbound to Lake Erie itself. And then through the Great Lakes, past Detroit, up to Mackinac Island in the north, and then down south to Chicago, where we begin the rivers. The Illinois, the Mississippi, the Ohio, the Tennessee, and Tombigbee River. For us, we popped out in Mobile, Alabama. In order to complete the loop, we would turn left in the Gulf of Mexico and head towards Florida. You can do most of this via the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway. But instead for us, we raised the mast in Pensacola and headed to Mexico. We did not complete the loop. That wasn't important to us. But it was important to see the heartland of America. And yes, a sailboat can do it. After spending only 2 nights in Norfolk, Virginia, we set sail. We were eager to get some miles behind us. We had a long way to go on the Great American Loop, and we only had 4 months to do it in. We needed to get moving. After picking up our mail at Deltaville, we continued on to the pretty city of Annapolis, once a temporary capital of the United States. We anchored in Spa Creek, a very picturesque place, and we had the cutest family living next door. After hitting the supermarket and a quick walk around Annapolis City, we were once again on the way.
Oh, they live outside. Oh, poor dog. I felt it's like oh, they're awake now. They let the dog in. Who let the dogs out?
We just turn downwind and we slow right down. So I think it's okay. You can see we're going to be clear now, this speed and angle. We thought we'd give him right of way. So this is the sort of traffic we will be dealing with a lot, up through the canals and the Great Lakes and down the rivers into the Gulf of Mexico.
Dolphins! Long time no see! Wow, so many! Yeah. Really? Which is
We are still in the Chesapeake, but today we will leave the Chesapeake. So we've just spent the last 3 days in Annapolis, and with some friends there, and it was a really pretty spot. Wow, it's so hot though at the moment. So hot.
yeah.
So we're just running goose wing at the moment up to the head of the Chesapeake, and then we're hang a right into the C&D Canal, the Chesapeake Delaware Canal, and we will spend the night in a lagoon inside the canal at Chesapeake City.
Then we're
And
heading to New York.
Then down the Delaware Bay tomorrow to Cape May, which is back out to the Atlantic Ocean, finally back onto the ocean. And then either 2 day sails, probably 2 day sails, up to New York City. Looking forward to it. I mean, we won't spend too much time in the big city because cities tend to suck you dry.
Yeah.
They vacuum out your wallets. So yeah, just a few days I think, and then we'll continue on up the Hudson, where we will drop the mast.
Yeah.
Bloody power boats. Flappity flap. Worried about getting an anchor. A spot, you know, anchorage might be full.
Yeah. Oh, look at the babies! You see it? They're licking on that side. So cute. Yep.
They're saying the mum.
They're this big. Can mini Paris.
Had a lot of rain last night, big thunderstorms, and we dragged. There was about 4 boats in the harbour at Chesapeake City, and we dragged. I think we all ended up pretty close together. I think at least 2 boats dragged, but luckily it was short-lived, and we reset our anchor and carried on with a peaceful night. So we're in the C&D Canal, the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal, bound for New York. We'll be there probably in 2 days' time. So this is the start of a whole lot of canals for us and rivers. We're going to do the America's Great Loop, or at least the center portion of it. Obviously we missed the ICW, but yeah, from New York City up the Hudson River, that's where we'll find a boatyard, and we'll drop the mast and continue on as a motorboat for the next 1,200 miles. And it'll take us through the various lakes of the Great Lakes up to Chicago, and then down through the rivers, the Illinois, the Tennessee, and the Tombigbee. And we come out at Mobile, Alabama, in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to be something different. It's going to be frustrating. All that motoring, and it's just something different. We've been sailing for 2.5 years now, and never pictured that we'd be doing this.
All the time. I'm always scared.
Always scared. Above 10 knots, their alarms go off.
Oh,
This
so
is
windy.
so flat, Derby. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but it's scary. Just too fast.
It's not.
Can we slow down?
No.
Why? We don't need to be fast.
In 3 miles, we're going to slow down. Because we're going to turn left.
Oh.
Problem?
Yes,
What?
I'm the captain. Speed's 11 knots.
And you're ordering what? So this is a nuclear power station.
Yeah.
There's also a good current, luckily. Not against
It's too windy to talk.
Oh, okay. I'm not talking. I'm talking to you. So we're getting a great speed down the Delaware. So we're heading to Cape May, which is 46 mile away, and it's what time? 9:30 in the morning. So I think we can probably head another 30 miles up the coast to this inlet here that I've marked near Ocean City. And then it's just one more day sail to New York!
So you're gonna sing it.
No, you're gonna sing it.
I thought I'm gonna sing it. He's the singer now.
Just puts me in a good mood to go fast.
You tell them about the magnet.
Well, yeah, maybe I'm electrically charged from the nuclear reactor just here. And we've got to be careful the autopilot doesn't go wrong because of the huge magnetic disturbance.
It does look like a starship.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like a moon base, doesn't it? So just downstream of the, or down tide of the power station here, there's comments, numerous lighted buoys, numerous lighted research buoys. And I would reckon, I'm just guessing, but see the cooling water that comes off the reactor would be pumped out to sea. And there's any chance of leakage, these research buoys are going to ping and say, whoop, we've got radiation leak. So I reckon that's what that would be. We're coming into that area, so can you help me keep eyes out? And if Princess's eyes start glowing, that's probably a good sign as well. You hear the noise?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, that's a fog signal.
Huh? That's what?
A fog signal. If there's fog, you'll hear it
Fog.
and you won't run into it.
Oh.
It just
What
says
is it?
fog signal. It doesn't say what the code is.
Smells bad.
All the bird shit.